Well, good evening to you. A Scottish man has been sentenced to 3 months in jail for touching a man's hip in a bar in Dubai. A man has died following a disturbance outside a pub in Edinburgh in the early hours of this morning. The police are treating the death of a man in Broughty Ferry as murder. A Nobel Prize-winning economist and advisor to the First Minister says he has worries about the Scottish Government's proposals for a universal income. The idea of abolishing benefits and guaranteeing all adults a simple flat payment is being contemplated by ministers. But Professor Joseph Stiglitz, who's also now an advisor to the Labour Party, says some targeting of benefits would still be necessary. Graham Stewart reports.
Tackling unfairness and inequality is one of Nicola Sturgeon's top priorities. At a party's conference, she had this to say.
Last year, this conference asked us to investigate the feasibility of a citizen's basic income, so we've announced the funding to do just that.
With a citizen's or universal income, benefits would be replaced by a flat rate that everybody would receive to ensure a basic standard of living. But a Nobel Prize-winning economist, who sits on the Scottish Government's Council of Economic Advisers, says that with the state of the economy, ministers would be better instead to focus on job creation.
Over the long run, our responsibility as a society is to make sure that everybody who wants a job can get one. And the underlying problems of lack of employment and lack of adequate pay, anybody who works full-time ought to have a livable income. Those are the issues that in the long run we need to address.
The first national trial of a universal basic income began in Finland earlier this year. A select number of unemployed people receive nearly £500 a month. It replaces their benefits and gets paid in full even if they find work. And closer to home, the Scottish Government is funding pilot schemes in Fife, Glasgow, North Ayrshire and Edinburgh. Ministers say rolling out the scheme nationwide would be a significant investment, but it could potentially lead to savings elsewhere in the social security system and in the wider public sector. Graham Stewart, reporting Scotland.
The brother of an Aberdeenshire man who was feared kidnapped in Vietnam says he will continue his trip. In football, Motherwell defeated Rangers 2-0 to go through to the League Cup final.